Hello my dear friends. So the question is given an array of size n and a difference is given. Okay. So what we have to do, the task is to count the number of partition that we can perform such that difference between the sum of the two subset is equal to the given difference. Okay, I will tell you by one example. Suppose one array is given with the element 5, 2, 6 and 4, right? And we want that difference should be equal to 3, and we want to tell how many such subsets are possible. So basically what we have to do, we have to divide this array in two sub arrays such that if you are going to subtract the by adding the elements of the array, you should get the difference as 3. Okay, so what we are going to do, first what we are going to do, we are going to make 5 and 2 here and 6 and 4 here. Now let us subtract them. Okay, just put 6 and 4 here and 5 and 2 here. 6 plus 4 10, 10 minus 7 it is 3. So we are going to get only one subset, okay, with the difference is 3. You can try more permutation and combination. Let's say if we write 2 here and 4 here, so 6 plus 2 it will be 8. 8 minus 9, the given difference is 1. But what we want difference? We want the difference as 3. I will give you one more example. Suppose an array is given with the elements 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay. Now in this case you have to consider this one and this one as the different, right? And suppose it is given that difference should be equal to 1. So how we can split the array? We can split the array, let's say 3 and 1 1 here, 3 1 and 1 here. Okay, so if you are going to add them, sum is going to be 5. And let's say 2 and 2 here, here the sum is 4, so you are going to get difference as 1. Now let us make some other possible arrays. If you are going to do like this 1 2 2, okay, so now what is going to be left? 1 2 2. Now 1 and 3 are going to left, 1 and 3. So here if you are going to add them, what is sum? Here you are going to add them, what is sum? Difference you are going to get 1. So like this, what you have to do, you have to count all the possible cases. Okay, so here we have got only one possible case, this one. Here we are going to get more possible cases. Okay, if you are going to put 3 and 2 in one subset and 1 1 2 in other subset, okay, this is also possible. 5 minus 4, it will be also give 1. So this is one possible case. You can do like this 1 2 2 1 and 3. So here also sum is 5, minus 4 it is 1. Okay, so till now we have got 4. We can also do like this 3 comma 2 minus 1 comma 1 comma 2. So 5 minus 4 it will be again 1. So here what is the count? Count is 5. I hope you got what is the question and what is the solution, what we have to find. We have to find how many such subsets are possible. Okay, now let us come back to our question. What was the question given? Question was given like this. Let us take this array as example. 5, 2, 6 and 4. Correct? And the difference is given is 3. So what we have to do, we have to divide this array into two subset. Let's say this is subset 1 and this is subset 2. And for subset 1, S1 is the sum, and for subset 2, S2 is the sum. So basically they have given that S1 minus S2, this should be equals to the difference. Okay, so this is the first equation that is given in the question. Correct? They have told us that you need to divide into two subset such that their difference should be equal to the given difference. So it means S1 minus S2 is equal to difference. Correct? So what we have done, 5, 2, 6 and 4. This was given to us. So we have divided into two subset. Here we have took the 6 and 4 and here we have took the elements 5 and 2. So if we subtracted them by adding them, so 6 plus 4 10, 10 minus 7 it will be 3. Correct? So this is the sum of first element, this is sum of second element. What is the sum of first subset? It is 10. And what is the sum of second subset? It is 7. Correct? So if you are going to add both of them, what you are going to get? You are going to get value as 17. Correct? Now tell me, what is the sum of the elements of the array? So what you need to do? You need to add all the elements. So what is the sum? 5 plus 2, 7. 7 plus 10, 17. Okay, so I can say that S1 plus S2 will be equals to sum of array. Okay, this is the second equation that we have got. Okay, that sum of the two arrays is equal to sum. So first equation what we have got? S1 minus S2 is equal to difference, and S1 plus S2 is equal to sum. This sum denotes the sum of array. Correct? So two equations, two unknown. Let us add both of them. So it will be 2s1. This is going to get cancelled out and we are going to get difference plus sum. So s1 will be equals to difference plus sum by 2. Correct? So for the question, what was the question given to us? Question was like this: 5, 2, 6, 4. Difference was given to us as 3. What is the sum of elements of array? 5 plus 2, 7. 7 plus 10, 17. So what will be S1? S1 will be 3 plus 17 by 2. It means 20 by 2, that is 10. It means the sum of what will be the value of S1? S1 value will be equals to 10. Let us check. Are we getting the S1 as 10? As you can see, we are getting S1 as 10 only. Okay. We have taken this first subset 6 and 4, and what the sum we have got? We have got sum as 10. Here also by our formula we are getting S1 value as 10. It means an array is given to us, okay, with the values 5, 2, 6, 4. Difference is given to us, that is 3. Sum of array we have find out, it is 17. And what will be the S1? According to formula, S1 is going to be difference plus sum by 2. So we have got S1 as 10. So basically what we have to check now? How many subset are possible? How many such subset are possible whose sum is equal to 10? So our question has converted into what question? We have to check in this array how many subsets are possible. How many subsets are possible which will give us sum as 10. So here only one subset is possible. Okay. So let us take our second example. You will get it more clearer. Our second example was like this. An array was given with the elements 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Difference was given as 1. Sum of array is 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 3, 9. Sum of array is this. What will be the S1? S1 will be difference plus sum by 2. It means 9 plus 1 by 2, 10 by 2, that is 5. So we need to check how many subsets are possible from where we can get the value as 5. Okay. So what was the array given to us? Array was given to us as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And we want S1 as 5. So let us see what are the possible cases. We can do like this: 1, 3 and 1. This is the one possible case. We can take like 2 and 3. This is also one possible case. We can take the elements like this: 1, 2 and 2. This is the possible case. We can take the elements 1, 2 and 2. Okay. Why I have written 1, 2 and 2? One time I have chosen this one and one time I have chosen this one. Okay. So I told you these will be counted as two separate cases. Correct? And one time I have chosen this 2. This time I am going to choose this 2 and make 2 and 3. So how many possible cases we have got? We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. There are 5 such subset possible which will give us the value as 5. Let us check. Earlier we have solved this question, no? How many values we got that time? Okay. As you can see here, the count that we got is also 5. We have done the subtraction at that time. Okay. And we got, what is the total count? 5. So we got the correct solution. It means, what is the question now? So question is now, if array is given to you with the elements 5 2 6 4. First of all, what you need to do, you need to find the value of S1. What will be the S1? Sum plus difference by 2. This is the first step that we have to do. Next step, what we have to do? Step we have to do, we have to count how many such subset are possible. Such subsets are possible with the given sum. Correct? So this is another question. Okay, correct? This is the another question. This is very simple question. We need to count how many subsets are possible with the given sum. This is the basic question that we have already solved. You can watch the video. I will explain you the logic here as well. Okay, so our question is converted into like this. Array is given 5 2 6 4. Difference is given 3 and S1 value is going to be 10. So we need to count how many such subsets are possible. So this we can solve by two methods, either recursive way or by DP approach. Okay, so I will give you brief description about the recursive way and I will explain you in detail of the DP solution. So in recursive solution, we need to write base condition and then we have to write the choice diagram. Correct? So what will be the base condition? Number of elements in the array are 4. Okay, and sum is equal to 10. These are the two things that we have. Correct? An array is given to us. Okay, 5 2 6 and 4. Correct? So what will be the base condition? So first of all, we have to take the decision on the 4, that either we should take this element 4 or we should leave this element 4. Correct? Then we need to take the decision on this 6 element. Either we should take this element 6 or leave this element 6. Then we have to take decision on this element 2. Either we have to select this 2 or we have to leave the 2. Then we have to take decision on 5. Either we have to select this 5 or we have to leave this 5. And how we are going to take the decision? We are going to take the decision whether we are getting the sum 10 or not by taking it. Okay, so this is the overall logic. So first of all, we will take the decision on the element 4. It means here the value of n is 3 because this is 0, this is 1 2 3. Okay, so then we have to take decision on this element, then this element, then this element. So if number of elements become 0, then what we have to return? We have to return 0, because now if there are no elements in the array, it means we are not going to get any solution. So return 0. Okay, got it? And if now what will be the next condition? Okay, base condition is not completed, so we have to take the decision on the sum also. Suppose if you choose 4, suppose I told you, no, we have to take decision whether you have to select 4 or not. So for example, you have chosen 4, that we need to select 4. Okay, we need to select 4. So now what you have to see? Now you have to see that whether in this array we have 6 or not. Okay, so our sum is getting decrease. Okay, so if 6 exists, then yes, true. Suppose if we also decide that we need to choose 6, so 6 minus 6, it will become 0. Now our sum has become 0. It means we have got our required sum. So you can say like this: if sum equal to 0, so what we have to return? Return 1. It means we have got the solution. Return 1. Correct? This is our base condition. Correct? Now we have to write the choice diagram. So choice diagram is very easy. We have the elements 5 2 6 4. We have to take the decision whether we have to select it or we have to leave it. But we have one thing: the given sum is 10. correct? So if S1 is greater than array of n minus 1, suppose this is greater, sorry, suppose this is greater, suppose here instead of 4 if 14 is there, are you going to choose 14? No, because we want sum as 10 and here it is 14 given. So at that time we are going to leave this element, okay, leave the element, correct? And if S1 is greater than means if our value is greater, if our value is smaller than the required sum, so we have to take decision, either select it or leave it. Okay, so this is the approach. If you want this solution in detail, you can go and check my previous video, there I have explained you the solution, correct? So now I am going to write the code. So first of all we need to find S1. What is S1? S1 is difference plus sum by 2. Then we have to call the function count subset with given sum and by passing the array and S1 value, correct? So recursive solution I am going to show you. If sum is equal to 0, return 1, correct? This is the code I am writing, logic I am writing. If n is equal to 0, return 0. Okay, this is the base condition. Now if element array is greater than equal to S1, then what you have to do? You have to leave that element. So we have to return, here I am also going to pass n value. Okay, we have to return array, sum will be as it is, but it will be n minus 1. I told you no, n minus 1 because we are not going to take decision on that element. Okay, so in array elements were given like this 5 2 6 4. So now we have taken decision on this element. Now move to this, it means size of array is decreased by 1, so that's why n minus 1. Okay, else what I am going to do, I am going to return. So what I have told, if this value is smaller, then you have to take the decision, either take it or leave it. So first of all I am going to write the code for take it. It means we need to pass array and number of elements are decreased because we have taken decision on 4. Now we need to take the decision on rest of the elements. So tell me what will be the value of S1. S1 value will be decrease. Why? I told you if we are going to choose 4, so our sum was initially 10, but we have chosen 4. Now we have to look in the array, can we get sum as 6? So it will be S1 minus, this was S1 minus array element, array of n minus 1. Okay, this was okay. Or what we have to do, this is the decision for, we have choose the element, now we have to write the decision to leave the element. It means S1 will be as it is and n minus 1, and at the end we are going to add all the cases. Why I am using plus? Because at the end we want count. So we are here, we are leaving the element and here we are selecting the element. So at the end we should get all the result. Okay, we should not skip any result. Okay, so finally we are going to get solution from the here. I hope you got it. Okay, so what we have got, that first of all base condition is written, then it was our question. So you can refer my previous video if you have doubt in this subset sum question. In that video I have discussed the recursive approach as well as dynamic programming approach. Okay, so in dynamic programming approach what we have done, we need to create a DP. So what is the size of DP? It will be n plus 1 sum plus 1. So we need to create a DP of 4 plus 1 and sum was 10 plus 1. So it will be our DP of 5 comma 11. Then we have to fill the elements. Okay, here it will be n number of elements in array. Okay, like this 0 1 2 3 4, and here up to 11, 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 11 elements. So in DP approach, what we have to do, we have to fill the first row as well as first column by ourselves. So I will explain you this also. So what DP tells? DP tells, let us talk here. Here 0 means the number of elements in the array are 0. It means empty array. If the number of elements are 0, can we get sum as 1? If there is no element in the array, can we get sum as 1? No. It means false. So I am going to write here 0. Okay. This 2 what tells? This tells us that the number of elements in the array are 0, means no element. And we want sum as 2. Is it possible? No. It is not possible. So 0, 0. Like this you have to fill this all the elements. Okay. 0, 0. Now we have to fill this element. Okay. Fill this column. What this column tells? Okay. I will come 1. 1 means the array which was given to us. What was the array given to us initially? I was taking one example, no, 5, 2, 6, 4. In this array we have only one element, array 5. Okay, only one element. This 1 means we have only one element, and we want sum as 0. Is it possible? Yes. If you are going to select a null array, if you are going to select a empty array, a null array is also a part of this array, then we can get sum as 0. It means yes, we can get one array. What this tell to? This tell that instead of one element, now we have two element, 5 and 2. So can we get sum as 0? Yes, still we can get sum as 0 if we are going to choose null set, means 1, 1. Similarly, we are going to get 1 here. So we have filled first row as well as first column. Now at the end, where we are going to get final solution? Here. What this column tells us? This column tells us that if array have all the 4 elements, that is 5, 2, 6, 4, correct, and we want sum as 10. So this was the original question. It means in this column what we are going to get? We are going to get our solution. So in DP what we have to do? We have to fill first column and first row manually. Then our logic will give us the direct solution. It means our logic solution will be here. Okay. So I'm also going to write the DP solution. So first of all, we need to create the DP n plus 1 and sum plus 1. Then I'm going to use for loop for I is equal to 0. I is less than, first of all, we are going to fill all the columns. Okay. So it will be sum plus 1. Sum plus 1. I plus plus. Then we have to fill DP of 0 comma I by the elements, all elements as 0. Okay, all the elements as 0. Then we have to fill all the rows. For I is equal to 0, I is less than n plus 1, I plus plus, DP of here we have I comma 0 with the elements 1. So this is the entry that we have done. Now we are going to use the same logic for rest of the elements. For I is equal to 0, okay, I is less than n plus 1, I plus plus. Then we have to, for j is equal to 0, j is less than sum plus 1, j plus plus. Then there also we have to take decision if, okay, if array of I n will be replaced by I is greater than j. Okay, if it is greater, what we are going to do? We are going to leave that element. It means dp of I comma j will be dp of I comma j will be dp of I minus 1 comma j. Okay, else dp of I, that element is going to be filled with the decision that either select it or leave it. So this is the code to leave it, and then we have to write the code for selection. So if you are going to select, the sum was being reduced. So j minus dp of, sorry, array of I minus 1. Okay, and after this loop completed, we know that return last element, that is dp of n comma sum. Okay, this is the final answer, and here we are going to get the solution. So I hope you got the logic. Once again, I am simplifying the problem. Array was given, we need to divide into two sub arrays. S1 minus S2 is equal to difference was given. We know that S1 plus S2 is equal to sum. Then we have find 2S1 is equal to difference plus sum. Then S1 is equal to difference plus sum by 2. So our question is converted that we need to count how many such subsets are possible in the array, which will give us the sum as S1. Okay, so this will give us the final answer. I hope your doubt is clear, and if you still have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. If I have done any mistake, please mark me in the comment section. Thank you.